What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, the best predictor on YouTube is back in the building. Today, I'm here to give you my full UFC 298 breakdown and predictions. Alright, now check the comments down below. I've got the timestamps down below. Yep, just scroll down right there. I fucking got you, dude. You think I'm putting timestamps, dude? No. Watch the whole video, alright? Let's get straight into this, dude. Starting off, early prelims. We got Andrea Lee versus Miranda Maverick, bro. She's pretty good, I guess. I remember I watched her win a fight one time. Andrea Lee, she's about 37 years old. Borderline retirement. I'm going to go with Miranda Maverick by decision, using her grappling to win this fight. She's fought pretty good competition. I think she fought Cejudo Vicious and didn't get fucking 30-24. So I'm going to pick Miranda Maverick to win this fight, dude. Let's move on. We got Oban Lyot versus Val Woodburn. Now, Val Woodburn, obviously, you've got to consider the fact that he's the greatest MMA fighter of all time when you're talking about this matchup. But aside from that, you know, the reach is actually very intriguing for me. He's a good power puncher. I just think he's so short that I really feel like, you know, he's going to pack a punch, but I don't necessarily see him being this good defensive grappler or this guy with a really good chin. And I feel like Oban Elliott is going to win this by decision. Pretty boring fight in my opinion, but I don't know. I would like Val Woodburn to win. Maybe Val Woodburn by KO is the pick, but I'm gonna play it safe and pick Oban Elliott. Just feel like he's fought better guys and looked better in his fights. Let's move on. We got Josh Quinlan. There's a guy in my chat that's obsessed with Josh Quinlan. Shout out to you, bro. Versus Danny Barlow. I'm gonna go with Danny Barlow by brutal fucking KO, dude. I'm gonna go with Barlow by KO, man. He's got a huge reach advantage. We've seen Josh Quinlan get put on the end of a longer guy's kind of reach and get beat up pretty badly. And Danny Barlow is a very promising prospect. He looked good on the Contender Series. I think he's going to get this one done by, like I said, brutal KO. I'm thinking round 1, round 2. And I think it's going to be a pretty good finish. Those are my picks for the early prelims. There's literally 3 fights. What the fuck is this? We got Josh Quinlan. Danny Barlow. I'm going to pick Danny Barlow. I got Oban Elliott and I got Miranda Maverick. Let's move on to the prelims. Mackenzie. Shit, let me talk about this fight too. We got Jiang Minyang versus Brenson Ribeiro, bro. This is a pretty good fight, dude. 2 big fucking light heavyweights. 2 future Carlos Ulberg victims. I'm sure these guys are unranked. They both got the Contender Series pictures. You know what that means. They're going to be on the main card of the next Australia fucking pay-per-view fighting Tyson Pedro. This is a tricky one. I think Jiang Minyang has fought better competition on paper, but honestly, with 2 kind of shit light heavyweights, or, you know, whatever, 2 big fuckers that just, you know, do nothing at light heavyweight, I always lean towards the guy with the reach advantage because I know someone's going to get KO'd in this fight. So I'm going to pick Brenson Ribeiro by KO, round 1, round 2. I feel like that reach advantage is going to be the difference in exchanges here. They're both pretty like mid-level light heavyweight contenders, I guess, or light heavyweight fighters. And like I said, I usually lean towards the guy with the reach. So I'm going to pick Ribeiro by KO. Let's move on. We got Rinya Nakamura versus Carlos Vera. You know what happens when a guy doesn't have a picture. I ain't picking you, bro. All right, I'm going to pick Nakamura by decision to win this fight. But I will say this. Isn't the odds on this like an 8-1 favorite for Rinya Nakamura? He is not that fucking good. Let me be real with you, bro. He ain't that good, dude. So, low-key, I know Carlos Vera was terrible on Tough, but if there was ever an underdog to pick by, like, submission or some shit like that, I think Carlos Vera could somehow pull off an upset submission. Because Rinya Nakamura is good at control, but he's not necessarily good at, like, offensively grappling in a way that finishes a fight. He doesn't use his ground and pound. He swings for the bleachers on the feet, then he takes you down. He just holds you down. So I do think in a 15-minute fight, there is chances for him to get caught in a submission, have some kind of dangerous moment. But I'm going to trust Rinya Nakamura, being the younger guy, the better guy on paper, to get this one done by decision. Let's move on quickly. We got Rogerio de Lima, the walking egg, versus Justin Tafa. Guys, I'm not Justin Tafa, okay? I'm sick of all the fucking comments. Hey, Steve Urseg, good luck on your next fight. Hey, Tafa, bro, good luck on your next fight. I'm neither of those guys. But if I was, I would be confident in my ability to beat Rogerio de Lima. I'm going to pick Justin Tafa by KO, bro. I'm always picking this fucking guy. I don't care. Maybe I'm biased. I'm going to pick Justin Tafa by knockout here. I think Rogerio de Lima, he hasn't been KO'd besides Derek Lewis in the UFC, but I think his age is starting to kind of show in his performances, and I think he's getting caught by shots against, you know, pretty mid-level guys in the heavyweight division. And you can say what you want about the fact he's never been KO'd. He's never fought really a puncher that has walk-off KO potential like Justin Tafa besides Derek Lewis, and he got knocked out, right? I know it's the flying knee that kind of caused that, and I know that if this leaves round one, it's probably going to be de Lima winning this fight with calf kicks and, you know, wrestling against the fence. I definitely understand that, but I'm just going to say I'm going to say Justin Tafa wins this one by KO in the first round. I think he's going to flick a mean uppercut or something and just walk de Lima into that. You see him kind of go jelly-legged, and Tafa follows up and puts him down. He's looked better and better every single fight, and I think his chin is insane. I don't see him getting cracked by de Lima on the feet. I think if he loses, it's going to be via those calf kicks. But dude, calf kicking a fucking Islander, it's like headbutting a fucking Islander, dude. You're going to get hurt yourself. So I think Justin Tafa is tough enough. I think he's big enough, and I think he hits hard enough to put some fear into de Lima early and make him a bit gun shy, especially after losing his last fight by KO. And I think he's going to knock him out in the first round, maybe early second round or late first for Justin Tafa. Like I said, I could see a nice uppercut up close. I could see a bit of an early stoppage where he just hits a nice shot and does a walk-off. He's pretty good at those. I'm picking Tafa by KO, dude. Main event of the prelims, featured prelim, Mackenzie Dern. Yo, happy Valentine's Day. Shit. Versus Amanda Lemos, bro. Boys, I'm picking Amanda Lemos by fucking KO, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm picking Lemos by KO. You know that after that Zhang Weili fight, she's been drilling takedown defense non-stop. Jessica Andrade submitted her, I understand that, but that was a standing fucking head and arm choke. Jessica Andrade is a Chad, and Mackenzie Dern is like the Brian Ortega of women's MMA. She doesn't have fucking strength in her bones, dude, and I like Mackenzie Dern. She's got the jiggle physics, you know what I'm saying? Hey, people at the UFC, you better turn up the HDR on the fucking jiggle physics for this Mackenzie Dern fight. But all jokes aside, she's not that good at wrestling. I don't really see Mackenzie Dern shooting good takedowns. A lot of the time, she just tries to entangle her legs around them, and they make a mistake and they do something stupid, and she gets a submission. Or, you know, she puts them against the fence. She tries to jump back. I don't think that's gonna work on a real strong, you know, like really burly kind of strawweight in Amanda Lemos. She's one of the biggest strawweights. She's got actual knockout power. She's got nasty jiu-jitsu herself, so I think she's gonna be able to survive on the ground. I think this is a really bad fight for Mackenzie Dern. And like I said, I'm picking Amanda Lemos by KO, or maybe a really brutal decision, to be honest. I could see like a 29-27, you know what I mean? Or maybe a 30-26, something like that. I really feel like Mackenzie Dern is going to get beat up again. It's too short of a time to make that turnaround and make those adjustments. It's like when, perfect example, when Kevin Holland lost to Derek Brunson and he jumped back in like a month later against Marvin Vettori and got out-wrestled again, you know? I don't think Mackenzie Dern can make that adjustment to, all right, I've got to keep my hands up. I've got to work on my striking. I've got to be defensively sound. I don't think she can make those changes in the gym in a month. And when I see her in the gym training, you know, because I'm, you know, obviously me and her are a thing. No, but when I see her on Instagram, dude, she's lifting fucking weights, dude. And she's fucking running and she's rolling, dude. It's like, bro, you got to be in the gym striking, dude. So I just don't trust Mackenzie Dern to fucking get this one done. I feel like her wrestling is just not good enough to where I think she can get a hold of Lemos and actually get her down and get a submission. Whereas I know Lemos is going to tag her at some point. So give me Amanda Lemos by either round 2 or 3 KO, or like I said, a pretty lopsided decision based off knockdowns and damage. Those are my picks for the prelims. I've got Amanda Lemos, I've got Tafa, I've got Nakamura, I've got Ribeiro by KO. And now we're going to talk about this main card, boys. I'm fucking hyped for this shit, dude. Dude, let me start off straight away. Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov. Kopylov coming in on short notice in replacement of Ikram Aliskerov. And I think this bodes really well for Anthony Hernandez, dude. I think this bodes really, really well for him because he was already preparing for a terrible matchup. A scary fucking terrible matchup. A guy that stuffed takedowns off Khamzat Chimaev. A guy that fucking one-shot KOs all these other middleweights. I really think Hernandez is going to win this, dude. I think he is going to be chain wrestling like a motherfucker on Kopylov in the first round. I think he's going to be getting to the back. I think he's going to be trying to knee the thighs, hold him against the fence. Just extend Kopylov as much as he can. And I think if Kopylov wins, it's going to be like a round 1, round 2 body shot, like TKO. I think it's going to be like a body kick in round 1 and Hernandez just crumples, you know what I mean? But I honestly think if it leaves round 1, Hernandez is going to win this by decision or round 3 finish. I feel like most people are in agreement with me on that. If this reaches round 3, it's Hernandez's fight, and he's probably gonna win. I just think he's more well-rounded. I think he's just better, dude. Even on full camp, I would pick Hernandez to win this fight, and that might bite me in the ass, dude. Pause. But I'm gonna pick Hernandez. I'm gonna ride with my boy. I know a lot of you guys are copy lovers, excuse me. But I'm a Hernandez guy till I die, bro. That's a bar right there, yo. But yo, let me move on. We got Morabi. Listen, you guys. Seriously, guys, listen, guys. They're gonna wear gloves, you guys. They're gonna wear gloves, you guys. They're gonna wear shorts. They're gonna wrestle, guys. Seriously, I think they're gonna fight in California, you guys. Henry, the super genius Cejudo, is gonna take on Morabi Dvalishvili. 3-rounder. You know what I gotta say about a 3-rounder? This is actually closer than people think. I'm seeing a lot of people writing off Henry Cejudo like a bank statement. Trust. But you know what, dude? 3-rounder. Henry Cejudo's wins are mostly by KO, especially in that last run that he went on. He KO'd Cruz, he KO'd Moraes, he KO'd Dillashaw, right? He's got a lot of KOs even at flyweight. So he is a decently sharp striker. He's got good power, especially the way that he strikes. I think he's a bit of a brawler. He uses his chin, and I think he can crack. So I do think he can hurt Morabi at some point. And the way that Morabi wrestles is different from Aljamain Sterling. The way that Aljo wrestles, he's kind of shooting these like pathetic, like I don't want to shit on Aljo, bro, but he just shoots these like bitch takedowns where he's like, oh fuck, I got stuffed. All right, I'm gonna go on my hands and knees. Morabi's just spamming everything that he's got at you, dude. And I can see why people are saying he's gonna overwhelm Henry. He's gonna make it really hard for him. But I honestly think Henry's not gonna let him spam takedowns so much. I think they're gonna have long, drawn out exchanges on every shot Morabi takes. So I do see this being a little bit more of a striking battle, a little bit more of a clinch battle against the fence. And in my opinion, it's a bit of a coin flip. I could see Henry Cejudo winning a decision, a very, very close decision. Oh, do I pick him? Oh my god, I want to pick him. I feel like he's going to out-damage Morabi with leg kicks, and he's going to fucking stuff his head into the mat when he tries to wrestle, and he's not going to try and pull submission, so Henry will be more likely to hold him down if he gets him in a bad spot. You know, even Jiang was getting him in bad spots, but Morabi's just so much. I feel like Morabi's just bigger and stronger than Jiang, whereas Cejudo is a pretty decently sized bantamweight in terms of his frame. Like he's shorter, right? He's got a shorter reach, but he is a bulkier dude than Petr Yan. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna pick Morabi by decision. I think it's gonna be closer than people think, though. I do think it's gonna be somewhat similar to the Jose Aldo fight. I do see it being like that. I don't think this is gonna be a Petr Yan domination from Morabi. I think Henry Cejudo is gonna have moments where he blasts him with leg kicks. You know, he's pouring out with his little karate stance. He cracks him with a big left hook or something. You know, he stuffs a takedown perfectly, gets to Morabi's back. Joe Rogan's like, oh, it's interesting now. Now he's wrestling Morabi now. You know what I mean? Can definitely see it going in that way. But I'm going to trust Morabi to get this one done just by being the younger guy. Less beat up. More momentum. More in shape, probably. Morabi is going to win this by a very close decision. But, dude, I almost want to pick Cejudo. All right? Let's talk about the featured fight. I'm very, very excited for this matchup. And you guys know my opinion on this. I've got Ian Garry to win this by decision. I think Ian Garry is going to escape this fight relatively scot-free. I know that's controversial. I know people are picking Jeff Neal by brutal KO. I just can't pick you to beat Ian Garry when you got fucking beat by Neil Magny, dude. Dude, you lost to Neil Magny, bro. You lost to Neil Magny. And Ian Garry is a tall, big welterweight. He doesn't have the reach advantage, but he fights rangier than Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal, with his reach advantage, he's not a guy that uses it. He fights behind his jab, but he's trying to get on the inside with his hooks and with his body shots and with his uppercuts. Whereas Ian Garry is going to chop at the legs. He's going to front kick. He's going to jab. He's going to move on the outside. He's going to be very hard to hit. He's going to lean his head out of the way of shots like that. I think Ian Gary's going to win this by decision 30-27. I really do, man. I think the calf kicks are going to be a big factor. I think even when Jeff Neal crashes into him, honestly, I can see Ian Gary taking him down and trying to grapple with him because he's been training with Shoot the Box. He was out here at the gym training with me. Obviously, guys, I'm literally Charles Oliveira. I mean, I'm a purple belt, same thing. So I did train Ian Gary for this fight. I did interact with his wife as well. That's on a different site. That's not going to be on YouTube. You check the link in the bio down below, guys. But all jokes aside, man, I just think Ian Gary is going to be a lot sharper. I think he's going to win longer moments of the fight. If Jeff Neal wins, it's like a big exchange where he hurts him. You know what I mean? It's like he cracked him and he's got to follow it up, right? He kind of stole that round at the end by hurting him. That's how Jeff Neal wins this fight. But all in all, over 15 minutes, I think Ian Gary's going to win this fight. I think the Song Kenan fight, people kind of point that out as like he's going to get chinned. I think if that didn't happen, it would have happened to him against Jeff Neal. You know what I mean? I feel like because he got cracked against Song Kenan, his defense has improved. His cockiness has kind of dropped in terms of it when he's fighting. Like, obviously, outside the cage, he's an insufferable little fucker, and I hope he gets flatline KO'd. But as a fighter, I do think that was good for him that happened against Kenan and not against like a guy like Jeff Neal or Vicente Luque, who will finish you if they hurt you like that. So, all in all, Ian Gary, defensively responsible, calf kicks, fighting longer and rangier than Jeff Neal with his style. Stronger in the clinch too. I do think he's going to be able to hurt Jeff Neal to the body with knees and take him down, honestly. He is sneaky with his clinch game. So I think Ian Gary wins this one 30-27. Let's move on to the co-main event. We got Robert Whitaker coming back versus Paulo Costa. This is an interesting one, man. This is an interesting one. Again, another one that I think is a little bit closer than people are willing to admit. I think a lot of people miscategorize Costa. And I did a video about this, Misunderstood Fighters. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But a lot of people are like, if Costa wins, it's by brutal one-shot KO. Like, Costa has to catch him on the chin. Costa's a big power puncher. No, he's not. He's a volume striker. He is a volume striker with hard kicks and a very good ground game as well. In a weird way, it's a similar matchup to the DDP matchup for Whitaker. I think Paulo Costa is less powerful in a singular shot than DDP and probably less likely to finish you in the grappling, but he's a big middleweight. He can really, really wrestle. He can really scramble. Like, he was scrambling really well with Marvin Vettori and Yoel Romero and all those guys, right? He's really good. He completely mogged Luke Rockhold in grappling, and I don't care what you say. That's impressive as fuck. I think people go, he didn't even finish Rockhold. Who has Costa one-shot KO finished? Nobody. He accumulates damage. He walks you down. He beats you up to the body. He beats you up to the head. He spams big body kicks as well. I think if Paulo Costa can tag Whitaker early and get him on the back foot and put him against the fence, he can win this fight by decision. He really can. But I think Whitaker's going to get going really fast, really early on. He seems very aggressive. He may be a bit over-aggressive and get caught. Like, I just feel like there's going to be... You know what I think this fight's going to look like, dude? I think this is going to be like the Robert Whitaker-Jared Cannonier fight on Fight Island. I think Robert Whitaker's going to look good. He's going to look sharp. He's going to be tagging him up, stomping on his legs, hitting him with the jab. And then round 2 or maybe round 3, I think Paulo Costa's going to catch him with a really good exchange and put Whitaker on the back foot and kind of start to beat him up a little bit. And Whitaker's going to have to try and wrestle with him. And Paulo Costa's going to stuff that, and he's going to scramble back up to his feet. And they're going to have a very close fight, in my opinion, especially late in the fight when Costa has settled in, maybe or whatever ring rust is gone. I think Robert Whitaker's going to win this a very close 29-28 decision. I have a very, very bad feeling for him, but I'm going to trust him. I'm going to pick him by 29-28 decision. But listen, man, I feel like the people counting out Paulo Costa really heavily, you must have forgot. Like, I'm Roy Jones Jr., trust. But yeah, dude, Robert Whitaker by decision, but I'm not super confident. I'm not as confident as everybody else. Main event. I've already talked about this in my full prediction for this fight. Go check that out if you haven't seen it, boys. But I think that Ilia Topuria is going to start really, really sharp against Volkanovski. I think the damage that Volkanovski took in his last fight, it's not going to affect him too badly where I see Topuria flatline KOing him. And I think Volkanovski's defense is good enough. I think his leg kicks will disrupt the boxing of Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia Topuria is going to win this by decision. I think Ilia Topuria is going to out-damage Volkanovski. I think Volk will use his wrestling, use his strength advantage, rack up numbers with his jab and his leg kicks. But I think whoever does the most damage will win this fight. And I think Topuria will do damage. I think with his hooks and his uppercuts, I can see him dropping Volkanovski to a knee at some point. I can see a big overhand right dropping Volkanovski at some point. And I think this is going to be maybe a controversial decision, but I do think that Volk's going to finish strong. I'd say, like I said in my video, I think it's very similar to the Dricus versus Strickland fight. I think you look at the numbers, you go, bro, Volkanovski won that fucking fight and he took down Topuria. But when you look at the big moments, I think Topuria is going to out damage him. I think he's going to be sharp enough. I think he's going to have the defensive grappling to make at least 3 rounds with his boxing, with his jab. And like I said, those hooks and those uppercuts are really what worries me against Volkanovski. I'm going to pick Topuria by decision, but I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think this is going to be fight of the night, the main event. I think it's going to be a really, really good scrap. I can just picture the Volkanovski post-fight where he goes, yeah, you know, congrats to Ilya, you know, he done well, you know, but we got to run back that rematch, you know, like a lot of people who thinks I won that fight, you know, like I can definitely see Topuria Volkanovski going on the campaign of, oh, I won that fight, like give me a rematch, you know what I mean? And I just picture that timeline, so I'm going to trust my gut on that and say Topuria by decision to become the new featherweight champion. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know your predictions in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know everything in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. We're growing really fast. I appreciate all you guys. Go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA for my live reactions to the fight as it goes down on my story. We always have a good time. You can join the Discord as well. I'll probably be watching it in there with the boys. But yeah, have a good day, everybody. See you in the next video. Enjoy the fights. Goodbye.